Hey everyone, so today I went to do some final tests that I need to do and just some follow-up work on my health. So that took me most of the day. Unfortunately it was a wasted trip going all the way to Life Labs, and then they wouldn't accept the form because it was a few days over the due date. So I had to go back to my doctor and talk to him, and he was a bit surprised that that's what they did. But anyway, I took care of what I needed to take care of. And then I walked from Life Labs all the way back to my apartment. And then I went to my doctor and I walked back from Eglinton. It's a nice walk in the winter time because it's cool enough that you can do a brisk walk. And there was no heavy wind today, so that helped a lot. I like walking, so it's good for my health. And also, because I don't have a job right now, and I wasn't able to have any money to fill up my Presto card, I try to save whatever I can. So I took the bus going up, but again, the route changed. So the bus wasn't stopping the normal place it had to stop, so I had to walk up another 2 blocks and then get the bus, because you have to change buses. So I had to take 2 buses to get there, and then I walked back through the park. The park is nice this time of the year. It's nice, everything's covered with white, and there were lots of people around. So it's good to go. There's still lots of sparrows around. They don't seem to migrate anymore. And all these things are to help me to keep my health up, to keep active, to keep exercising, because the more I can get out and see other people, the better it is. I'm not one of those people that likes to stay at home for years and years and years on end and not see people, not socialize, not interact with people. So it was good for me to go, and I'm keeping at my job applications. I hope something will open up for me soon. I think everybody is quite surprised, including my doctor, that I've been at home for over a year and a half now, and nothing's opening up for me with my skills and talent and everything I have to offer. He was quite surprised. And I did tell him that, the family wanted me to get another psychiatric assessment, and he was like, why? You're fine. So I'm reporting it because they are questioning my medical health, they're questioning my psychological health. Every time I lose a job, I go through the same thing. And I keep telling them there's nothing wrong with me, I'm perfectly fine. So I'm keeping my healthcare team informed because I don't want to be blindsided and taken into the police station again and accused of abusing people or taking advantage of people. Whatever money I get, I use for my expenses. I use on my rent, I use on food, I use on insurance. I don't abuse anyone. And even when my mother came to stay with me, when she initially came to Canada, I told her, you sleep on the bed. She insisted on sleeping on the pull-out couch, and then almost 18 or 19 years later, I have to hear it from the family that you made her come, you forced her, and you made her sleep on the pull-out couch. And I'm tired of it, because just like everybody else, I also wanted time with my mother. I also wanted time to be with the family. And I'm not here to be accused of abusing people or being hauled to the police station. I have my own life, and I have my own friends, and any normal woman who had sponsored their mother would want their mother to come and live with them and stay with them. So I'm just being clear with my medical practitioners, because in the event that the police follow up on this or contact my healthcare team or contact anyone, I want it to be clear that I'm taking care of myself and I don't abuse people. I use every little cent I get for good things. I don't spend it on drugs. I don't spend it on things that are not going to benefit my life. And the sooner I can get back into a job, the better it will be for me. Because I told all the family as well, I suggest you go to your family doctors, and if you need a psychiatric assessment, you get it through them. And I told Regis College as well. I've referred them this time because I don't feel it's their place to question my mental health or how I'm using the money. When people ask for money, when you give money to the church, you don't say to your priest, I want you to go and have a mental health check before I give you this money. Do you? You just give it to the priest and you trust that the priest will use that money for his expenses and for the expenses of the church. So it's the same thing with me. I go out and I work because I'm not a clergy person, I'm a lay person. So I have to work and I have to ask people for help financially. And that's what I'm doing. And there's nothing wrong with it. And yes, in a way it is begging, because that's the life that comes with being a spiritual director, with helping people. Everyone goes through difficult times. I had 6 good years of working at Teleperformance, of doing a perfectly good job for them, and my position was eliminated. And I've told everybody, including my aunt, that my posts are not negative, my godmother. They're not negative. She's told me we're not family anymore. I told her that's fine. If that's how you want it, that's fine. But I'm asking for help because I lost my job. And I understand it hurts other people too, but I don't have the emotional strength to be there for all of you. So if you need to have someone to talk to, or you feel there's something you need to talk about, then you need to go through your family doctor and get the referral for psychiatric care. Because I've told people over and over and over that I'm fine, that I'm capable of running my own life, and I've proven it. And if those jobs hadn't been taken to South Africa, I would still have a job today. But they were taken to South Africa, and I'm supporting the South Africans. More power to them, because those are American jobs. I work for American companies. So the Americans are cost-cutting, even though President Trump is saying he doesn't want President Ramaphosa at the G20 and all that. All his companies are sending all the work to South Africa. I'm perfectly capable of working for a Canadian company, but the Canadian companies don't hire me. So I work for the Americans when I get the work, and they like how I work. They like my attitude, they like how I get the job done, they like that I'm diligent, they like that I'm responsible, and they like that I'm not saying, only if you pay me 70,000, I'm gonna come to work. Because that's what Canadians do. They're like, this is not worth my time. I'm not coming into work. When you have a job paying me 70,000, then call me. I took every job that I could, and I did a good job. So that's my message, is that I am very capable of looking after myself. I'm not abusing anyone, and I'm keeping my doctor informed. My doctor is very surprised that after a year and a half, I still don't have a job. He's very surprised. And my doctor's from England, so he's very thorough. He's like Dr. Ing. For today's message, I'm focusing on decision to delegate. And this is from Titus 1:5. For this reason, I left you in Crete, that you should set in order the things that are lacking, and appoint elders in every city, as I commanded you. One of the most important lessons that a coach can learn is to look at the level of their player, the person on the team. Even in your workplace, it's a common mistake for coaches to misjudge the level of a player. If a leader doesn't work with each player according to where he is in his development, the player won't produce, succeed, and develop. According to management consultant Ken Blanchard, all team members fit into one of 4 categories with regard to the type of leadership they need. players who need direction. So these players don't really know what to do on the team and how to do it. You need to instruct them. They need a lot of hand-holding every step of the way. Then you have players who need coaching. So they're the players who know how to do more of the job on their own, and they will become more independent, but they still rely on you for direction and feedback. Players who need support, players who are able to work without your direction, but they still may require resources and encouragement. And players to whom you delegate. At this stage, players can be given a task, and you can be confident that they will get it done. They only need you to lead. Provide them with a vision on the front end and accountability on the back end, and they will multiply your efforts towards success. And the question for today is, can you recognize these types of players in your own team? So again, you can see how you can take a Bible scripture and you can see how you can apply it to your workplace, to the development of your team, how you can use it to judge where team players are in the work that they're doing and how they're doing it. And you'll be able to develop your team and to help your team to succeed and your company to succeed. And so that's the one reflection for today. And then the other one I just wanted to touch on my book. I have all these bookmarkers, all my prayer cards from the church. So this one is just encouraging us not to worry. O my people, trust in him at all times. Pour out your heart to him, for God is our refuge. And that's from Psalm 62:8. In today's world, all of us are learning and growing, and that means we're experiencing lots of changes, not only in our workplaces, in how our governments are being run, and even in terms of what people can be criminalized for. In Canada, they want to criminalize people who quote passages from the Bible, which they may deem as hate speech. And the Bible has been around for millennia. So I don't think that's fair of this government, because it doesn't just affect me as a Christian, it also affects other people of different faiths. We should be able to express if we disagree with something, that's fine. But we should be able to keep our Bible, and other people can keep their holy books. We should be able to quote from our scriptures. And if it's being used in a way that it's promoting hate, that's different. But to criminalize me because I'm preaching the gospel, or I have a page where others find inspiration, where they find hope, where they find peace, where they find they can learn from my life, that is wrong. So today you may currently be going through a change where you are and where you live, where you work, how you eat, your health or your relationships, your spiritual path or another area. Fortunately, God accompanies us upon all of life's journeys. He also sends an angel to lead the way, as he did for Moses and the Israelites in their exile. There is no need to struggle on your own when heavenly help is readily available if you'll ask for and accept it. When you're in the dark about where you're going next, prayer will always light the path of your next step. And that comes to surrendering, to asking for God's help. I watched a video on Novak Djokovic on Instagram, and how he was saying when he beat Roger Federer, that wasn't his best day. And he didn't know, to this day, he doesn't know how he beat him. And he thinks that that was God's intervention, because Roger's the better player than him, Roger's more accomplished. Roger's got all the techniques. And he says in that interview, I don't know how I beat him till this day. And I'm paraphrasing, of course, I'm not using his exact words. But when you believe in divine intervention, when you believe in the power of prayer, things happen that you don't even expect to happen. And he was even feeling sick that day. I think it was the 2019 tennis match that he played Roger. So that's the power of trusting in God, that God is with us. Even though I'm going through the worst times, the most challenging times of my life, I know that God is with me. And I know that that light shines out from me, and that positivity shines out from me, that hope. Even my doctor said it to me today. He said, you're so positive, you look fine and you're positive. I said to him, yeah, I am, thank you, doctor. So that's the hope I hold on to, the hope that tomorrow things will change for me, and I'll get a call saying, hey Belinda, we have a company that needs an executive assistant, and they need you to come in, and it's going to be a good wage, a good salary, with benefits and everything that you've been praying for. That's the hope that I hold on to. Because throughout the Bible, we've seen how God brings his people out of slavery, out of financial hardship, out of destitution, out of the worst of things. God intervenes and God provides a solution. And that's my hope for me. And if you're going through what I'm going through, that's my hope for you. I'm fortunate. I don't need a caregiver. I don't need somebody to come in to cook for me, to clean for me. God has given me that health that I can do it on my own. But there are some people who need it, and there's nothing wrong with that. Many people need a little bit of help. I needed a little bit of help to put my curtains back up. So I had to ask one of my neighbors, because I don't have the money to pay somebody to say, can you just come for 5 minutes so I can put my curtain back up if you just hold the one end? Because I couldn't do it on my own. But that's how life is here in Canada. If you don't pay for it, it's very rare that people help. Even today I went to the nursery, they were all happy to see me. And then they know me because I go there. That's where I get my plants and my herbs and everything. And they were all talking to me, the women and the men. And they had a nice laugh and a joke with me. I said, take a Christmas tree. I said, no, we're not allowed in our condo because we have regulations here. They're like, hide it. Put it in a big plastic bag and take it. I said, no, they'll kick me out of the condo. So we had a good laugh. But that's the beauty when you see people, when you interact with them. It's nice. And people enjoy me. So I'm very lucky. I don't want to be with people who are going to be complaining about me and how I am and who I am. So I spend Christmas at home. It's better that way. Stress-free. Just enjoy the church services. Enjoy the Mass. Go there to remember baby Jesus' birthday. And come home. And be in my own home. Not in other people's houses. That's how I like it. And I think my dad would have liked that for me too. Even though he's been gone a long time, I think he would have told me, yeah, stay at home. Don't go to other people's houses. Stay in our house, this house. Don't go. So I'll leave you with that, and that's my thoughts for today.